I'm Angie Grainger, first degree black belt and instructor at ASKNapa, Association for Shotokan Karate of Napa. I've been training probably over 7 years now in martial arts and have been teaching adults and students for years during part of my training. I first got started in martial arts, believe it or not, don't laugh at this. Most people do, but I was inspired by the movie Kill Bill. Now, okay, it's a little bit over the top on their fighting, but that's not what it was that inspired me. It was watching the scenery as to how she became a master at the martial art in swords, and watching the grueling effort that she had to go through to get the precision of what it takes to be an expert at something. There was no place else in my life where I really had to go through all the steps and become an expert at something. And even if I could have, I didn't, because I quit when it got hard. And to watch her go through bloody knuckles and grueling workouts and training actually inspired me, because I knew and I know that's what it takes to become a master at something. And so I was really inspired by that. But it took a long time before I actually stepped into a dojo. In fact, the first school that I went to, I was too scared to go in, and I was standing outside the door, and I was like wanting to go in, but I didn't have the courage. And I saw a flyer on the door, and I went to grab the flyer on the door, and the teacher inside saw me. And there were no students there, and he was just doing paperwork. So I was like, oh, darn. So I said, well, if I don't do it right now, I'm never going to do it. And so finally I got the courage to open up the door, and that just kind of opened the door for my whole martial arts training, to walk through, get over that intimidation and that fear, because it's a lot of people do, like myself, don't have an idea of what martial arts training is. And especially as a woman, it can be very intimidating. And when I found Shotokan Karate, that all went away. Over the years that I've trained in martial arts, I've tried different arts as well besides karate, besides Shotokan Karate. And there's something very unique that Shotokan offers. And Shotokan, and also specifically our dojo in Napa as well, our senseis, have created an amazing environment for the kind of person to show up in who desires the longevity, or like what I was inspired by in the movie Kill Bill, about what happens in the long term for putting in the effort. So instead of that short-term gratification, really being okay with long-term gratification. But the people who show up at the dojo and in Shotokan are not there for the MMA and the quick fix and the fighting and the competitions and getting their sons to be tough. They're there because they want something greater for themselves. And whether that's learning how to hold your foot in a certain position or bend your elbow in a certain way, or maybe that's just learning that spirit of endeavor and the character development and the leadership and what you become as a person, I think there's something very special here. There's a spiritual grounding, personal insight that happens when you walk into a Shotokan studio. And I tell you, I've seen that when I've walked into studios in LA, in Australia, in Northern California, in Pennsylvania, everywhere that I've stepped foot in a Shotokan dojo, I have had that family feeling, the spirit of the people who show up there who want something more of themselves. It's such an interesting, thing. I can only liken Shotokan to like a musician. That a musician is there as part of the orchestra. A musician is there doing their practice over and over and over and over again to find that same precision that we seek as well. And so it brings us together in a unique way. I just really want to give some props to my senseis here in Napa at ASKNapa, because they're a really inspiring team of instructors. Sensei Chela is such a great example of a woman martial artist, and how she uses martial arts in such an easy, calm way, but with such control. She really inspires me in the dojo by, not letting me get away with incorrect technique, but bringing a smile. She'll often just laugh in class and smile and soften it up a little bit, but at the same time, very serious about getting your body to do the things it needs to do to generate power. And whether it's a simple turning of your foot and pushing with your heel or moving your hip or sinking low, whatever it is, her body just moves in such a way that makes you go, how does she do that? How does she do that? And then we do it over and over and over until my body can do it. And I start to get that glimpse of it and say, oh, I'm starting to get it. And so I really feel motivated and inspired when I'm listening and watching, all of her decades of training come to life in our dojo. And Sensei Rick, too, his precision in kata I so admire. It takes me back to my Kill Bill thoughts and my Kill Bill memories of that precision that I want to have. And being able to tap into our kata, which is our form, it's our encyclopedia of self-defense techniques. And to be able to take that encyclopedia and understand how to apply it and understand that every single move, we can break that apart into here's one technique, here's another. It's not just a dance, even though some days it feels so inspiring. My body's just moving and I'm not thinking. It's bypassing my brain and just going right into the muscle memory. And Sensei Rick just really can pull that out and refine it and help each one of us understand and see how it's applied. So it's not just a movement, but it's a true application. So the team of instructors that we have from their experience and all of us as individuals who inspire each other really create an amazing family feeling in the dojo that is encouraging all of us to get better and better and better every day.